Alrighty, guys. So read and answer the questions on superstitions. The number 13 is very unlucky. This is true in many countries. But why? One suggestion is that 12 was a lucky number in ancient times, so 13 is unlucky. Another suggestion is that at the Last Supper, there were 12 apostles and Jesus. John, can you read the next sentence?
Friday is 13 is very unlucky day. Day is because most of that things such as the death of Jesus happened on Friday.
Some countries?
Some countries of not have a 13
Floor. Yep.
floor.
Very good. Breaking a mirror brings 7 years bad luck. The Romans believed the reflection in a mirror was a picture of a person's spirit. As a result, it was very bad luck to break one. Silvino, can you read this one?
Feeling sad is also very unlucky. This is because sad was very
Valuable.
valuable in the past. At the time of the Roman Empire, soldiers received sad
Instead.
of money. This is the origin of the word sad. Sad was as used as the means. If you feel sad, you must drop it off your left shoulder so that you don't become ill.
Very good. So imagine that. So imagine, right, me coming to work every day, and instead of getting money, I get salt. Really? So I'm gonna take these buckets of salt, right? And I'm gonna go to like T-Mobile, and I'm gonna be like, "Here you go, guys. Here's a bucket of salt. This will take care of my bill." Do you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna look at me like I'm loco, right? That I'm crazy in the head, right? So salt was used for a lot of different things. It was very valuable. It was used for medicines. In ancient Egyptian times, actually, salt was used when people were mummified to dry out their skin. So they were patted down with salt to help dry out the skin for mummification. Useless knowledge from your teacher. Ricardo, can you read the next one? Awesome. Exactly. So in ancient Egypt, right, cats were actually a good sign. So cats were celebrated in ancient Egypt, right? There were statues of cats in tombs. They were depicted as gods and goddesses. They were symbols to Egyptian culture. So here in America, if you see a black cat walk by you, a lot of people think, "Oh, that's bad luck." In ancient Egypt, if a black cat walked by you, you thought like, "This is the best day you're ever going to have," right? Like, "Hey, I'm going to have a good crop." Or maybe you see, Cleopatra walk by and you're like, "Woohoo, hey Cleo, you know what's going to happen? It doesn't matter if you see a black cat or not, you're going to be executed because you don't talk to a queen that way," right? But what I'm saying is in Egypt, it was seen as a good sign. So people celebrated cats because they thought that it would lead to good crops, it would lead to wealth, it would lead to good health. And a lot of people had cats around. Okay, so here in America, we also have cats, right? It's a very common pet, but they're not worshipped like they were in ancient Egypt. Horseshoes are also very lucky. Witches are afraid of horses, and a horseshoe on the door protects the people inside. A horseshoe is also the shape of the crescent moon, which brings good luck. So a horseshoe is like an arch. The moon is the same way. So when you see a crescent moon, it's like angled in the sky. Today, you often find small silver horseshoes on wedding cakes. I'm not so sure, but then again, every culture is different, so it's a good possibility. And lastly, finally, touching wood is good luck and comes from the time when the Celts believed that gods lived in trees. So the Celtic people were very nature friendly. So they believed that there was gods of trees and of the forests and all of that stuff. So if you say knock on wood, that's usually a sign that you don't want to jinx yourself, right? So if I say, hey, I'm going to win $1 million, not only would I knock on it, I'd probably throw myself on my desk because I don't want to jinx the fact that I would not be winning $1 million. So a common superstition and tradition to that superstition is we knock on wood as a sign to protect us. So people of the Celtic culture would knock on wood, so it would be like, knocking on the wood of their god, so their god would give them good luck, right? So let's look at the questions. Why is the number 13 very unlucky?
Because is the job with the same time.
Yeah. Right. Yes, very good. Right? 12 was a very lucky number. So 13, of course, was unlucky. That's just how it worked. In the Last Supper, there were 12 people, right? And then, of course, Jesus made 13, right? So now Friday the 13th is a very unlucky day. Why is that? Because Jesus was killed on Friday the 13th. So a lot of people and cultures think that's a bad omen. So a lot of bad things happen on that day. So what does a mirror bring? So if you break a mirror, what do you get? Breaking a mirror brings? Exactly, yes. 7 years of bad luck. Very good. So what is the origin of the word salary? Because people get paid in what? Salt, right. We would not be getting paid in salt today because that would be loco. So what are the superstitions about cats, right? If a black cat crosses in front of you, this is good luck in Egypt. People believe that cats have 9 lives. But here in America, if a black cat walks by you, you think it's bad luck. So what are witches afraid of? So they put a horseshoe on it because witches are afraid of horses. So they hang up a horseshoe to protect them. Now, are witches, in the sense, real? I mean, in some religions, I guess, there might be people who, study witchcraft, but they're not green-skinned, pimples all over their face, pointy hat, long nose, riding a broom. In Massachusetts, we had the Salem witch trials, which people weren't witches, right? Let's say that me and Silvino were in competition. His farm was having a good crop and my farm was not. I would say that he's a witch, and then somebody would arrest him. And then they would either say, okay, admit that you're a witch and you'll be executed, or we're going to put you through these tests, which no person could survive, so he was going to die anyway. And then when he were to die, I'd be like, oh, his farm is open? Oh, well, let me buy that. So that's what happened in Salem. People were spreading lies and rumors about their neighbors for their own personal gain. Okay, there's actually a play which you guys may or may not read while you are here at Durfing. The Crucible from Arthur Miller, which is basically about the Salem witch trials in Massachusetts. What can you find on a wedding cake? We can find little silver horseshoes. Why is touching wood good luck? Because we are asking the tree gods for their wisdom and their support. And which British superstitions are similar to those in your country, which are different? So we have, of course, let me bring this up here. In Britain, it's, good luck. Egypt, it's good luck if a black cat crosses in front of you. Here in America, it's bad luck. So 13, right? 13 is still a very unlucky number. There are some buildings, right, like big apartment buildings that have 30 floors, but instead of having a 13th floor, it goes from 12 to 14. So people say there's no 13th floor, but really there is. There's not 30 floors, there's 29 floors, right? They just don't call it floor 13. So in some countries, people just don't even do that. Their houses aren't numbered 13. Floors on their buildings aren't numbered 13. Athletes don't wear 13 as a number. Here in America, athletes do wear 13 as a number. We have 13th floors. We have, so we're not afraid per se as much of 13 as others might be. All right. So that is that.